more money, and we all know, the brothers know, the word more money, you know, that the love of money is evil. So, you know, what comes with that little leaven at the whole lump, pride. You know, it corrupts, it destroys, more crime, you know. So, you know, San Angelo, since I've been here, it's always been at a level, had its pride, but now it's going to a way greater pride. But it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that he had it set up, that he wanted 2 men here in San Angelo. Some cities just don't even get it, you know? But I'm gonna get this, Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
And that's what we're doing. And like we're talking about the city of San Angelo, it's becoming a great little city with everything that is going through, and America in itself. And that's what we're profit. And to top it all up, man, that's what's coming to y'all. That's what's coming to San Angelo, and that's what's coming to Dallas, all the other cities. That's what's coming to America. That's what's coming to the 2/3. Wars, pestilences, famines, deaths, destructions, anguish of spirit, sword. All these things are coming, and they're not gonna. And you know what? There's gonna be no pity in that time. The Most High is not gonna spare, man. When you don't spare something, then, man, that means you just totally utterly do what you had the thoughts and the intents of your heart were set on doing. It doesn't matter if you see something that happened right here. You're just straightforward, man. And that's what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is coming back to do. He's not going to spare nobody. Like I said, I will utterly destroy, man. He ain't gonna leave. He ain't gonna, like I said in Matthew chapter 24. There should not be left one stone left. There should not be one stone left upon another in that day. He's gonna totally ground it down.
This is Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Right, and one thing too, the world likes to say there's nothing more. What is that? Blood is thicker than.
Blood's thicker than water?
Yeah, but they're saying like family is all that matters. You know, y'all love each other so close. That's the closest thing you got, family. It's just said that brothers are gonna be fighting against each other. Scriptures tell you in Matthew that the father's gonna be turning or the son's gonna be turning his father, and the father's son, back and forth. It ain't gonna be, and that's not pity, man. When you got your own family that you've known your entire life, maybe say 30 years, you've known your family that long, and for them to turn you up, or to even try to eat you, or turn you in, kill you, or to kill you to take your food, man, there's no mercy in that, man. The one, and say like, oh, I can't speak on it because I don't know my biological parents, but for your own blood, man, to do that to you. After they were, because they had that saying, I unconditionally love you, meaning that no matter what, they love you, even if you were to transgress against them.
But that's why the elders say that the darkest hour is approaching, man. Well, that R5D chip is going to be every man's test. Not just the brothers, but every man. You know, because you got some of these 2/3 out here that know about the R5D chip and saying they're not going to take it. Right? They believe in different philosophy doctrines of the Bible, or they believe in different doctrines. But they believe that R5D chip is the mark of the beast, and they're like, nah, I ain't gonna take it. But the point what I'm trying to prove is that everybody's gonna be tested with that chip. And that's where people are gonna start turning each other, backstabbing each other. That's where everybody's gonna show their true colors. Your family's gonna show who they really were. Just because you come out of your mother's loins doesn't mean that she's gonna be your friend, or she loves you the way she says, because right now there ain't nothing really going on. But when all hell breaks loose, it's a whole different story, man. It's a whole different ball game. That's when we're gonna start seeing who's who. That's when we're gonna start seeing who's a true brother and who wasn't. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child. And the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death.
And that's what we're telling you, man, that like the darkest hour, man. It's gonna get to a point, man. You may see one of your enemies too, but he's gonna try to make a little alliance with you. That's how crazy it's gonna be. Your worst enemy might try to fight with you, or like fight with you to get out of a certain situation. You're not gonna know who's who anymore. This like I was saying, this your whole best homeboy, friend, whatever that you've known your whole life, he may turn out to be your worst enemy in that day. More than likely, he's going to. That's why, man. That's why the scriptures that always said to not swear, man, to not make that oath, because in this time it's not sure. You don't know what's gonna happen, man. And the Most High could have a brother, man, all the way up until that time, maybe endure a little bit from that RFID chip. But then the spirit may be put onto a man to where he's gonna finally crack. He's gonna finally crack, man, and he's gonna take that chip. He's gonna turn one of your brothers in.
This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings or princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right, and to give an example, man, we already know, man, if you try to go right now and you cause a little riot, a little uprising in the city, what usually happens, man? Esau comes along with his little centurions, man. He calms the situation, he de-escalates the situation down violently, right? The government's got control right now, right? The scripture just said, man, that in that time, not even the princes, man, not even the president, not even fucking Obama, man's gonna have the power to say anything, man. People are gonna be trying to eat Obama. You know? Not even the government's gonna have control, man. And you see that, we have it on this poster, man. You see that, I know the elders have it too. There's that well-known sign we got of that woman being pulled by the hair by that cop. It's gonna be like that, man. The cops are gonna be pulling people because they can't control them. That darkest hour is coming, and it's right around the corner. Like I said, man, that's why I keep bringing out the whole Boston thing, man. Like I was telling this brother earlier, that whole thing with that was put on the internet where they said Obama was wounded. And I was telling them that the stock market, we all know what the stock market is. Within the 3 minutes that post had been put up on the internet, within 3 minutes, the stock market almost crashed. It was on its way to crashing. And what would have happened, man? Martial law would have been implemented right then and there. The chip would have been put out right then and there. You know? The time's right there, man. And it's not just, it's like, it's just getting ready to crack, man. Like a thunderstorm. You hear all that thunder? It's just thundering like crazy, real quick. And all of a sudden, man, boom, that rain comes. That's what it's coming like. That's like it gives you that breakdown 2 and 2nd Esdras. The plagues are coming. That's why I said, woe unto thee, Egypt. Because it's right there, man. Whoa, beware, man. Whoa, you know, like crazy, man.
The word woe means to beware.
Yeah, it means beware, but I was just saying, like,
2nd Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there will be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able.
Right, because of how great that those insurrections are, that great seditions, those great seditions.
There's gonna be on the roads block-offs, you know what I'm saying? Where there's gonna be men that are gonna be carrying high-powered rifles and not letting nobody go in and out of the city. It may not even be the police. It might just be men that take it up into their own hands, like the scriptures say. That's prophecy. They even show you in movies that happens. So they try to walk to they're walking through a certain road, and they see a bunch of like trucks and these men and then they come up to them, and they're just regular men. They're just trying to take care of their city or whatever they have holding the fort. That's how it's gonna be. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be troubled, and men shall be afraid.
Right, like I said earlier too, from invading one another. It's just gonna be hell on. It's gonna be a hell on all four corners, on every side of you. You're not gonna know where to turn because it's gonna be such great destruction going on everywhere. We already know. We already gave you the examples of what's gonna happen, man. At that time, it's gonna be crazy, man. Like I said earlier, death will be coming up into your window. You're gonna have to be fighting just to stay inside your house, to not have someone try to take your stuff.
For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, which America is a great city, and it's full of pride. So all America is going to be troubled. The whole Western Hemisphere is going to be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So not one city is going to be left untouched. Every city and every town is going to be touched. Okay? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
And like it said in Jeremiah 28, that they prophesied of famine, right? And that's the whole thing. Because what is Esau going to do? What does it tell you in Revelations that you can't do without that mark? You can't buy nor sell nor eat. You can't get no food. And that's what supports life, right? Food. That's like I just said, for the want of food, because it's going to be scarce in that day. It's not just going to be it's not going to just be a famine of the food. It's going to be a famine of this truth. People are going to be seeking this because they're going to be trying to see what do they got to do. They're not going to know what to turn to, so they're going to try to turn to turn to this word, you know. But for their pride, it's going to be hard to do these things.
I'll read it again. 2nd Esdras 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Right, like again, because of the lack of bread. No one's gonna have pity. It's gonna be like the brother always says, it's gonna be kill or be killed for the want of food. That's gonna be the biggest problem. It says in I think it's Ecclesiastes, that the grind has ceased. Because nobody's gonna be in a lot of Stecco or Lowe's or HB, whatever, making food or trying to distribute out food. People are gonna be stealing all the food. There ain't gonna be no food. You're gonna be killing for food. That's why it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna be eating people. You're gonna be seeing some crazy stuff in that day, man. And that's why I said, there's gonna be no man having pity on anybody in that day.
Yeah, that's the point. That there's the man is not gonna have no pity upon his neighbor. Which, going back to the blood's not thicker than water. You know what I'm saying? That whole what families try to put out there, blood's thicker than water. That's not true. You know, they're gonna turn on you. And that's what you younger brothers, when you come into this truth, you gotta prepare yourself for that. You gotta prepare that, man. That once you come into this truth, man, you got a lot of enemies. Even your family become your enemy. That's why you gotta stay circumspect at all times. Like the scriptures say, you know, let me get it real quick. And let me get it. This is Micah chapter 7, verse 5. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. So you can't put your trust in a friend, nor put your confidence in a guide. No, you can't put your trust and confidence in your mother and your father like you used to when you come into the truth. Because now that the elders in the scriptures were giving you instruction and guidance and giving you the prophecies about what to expect. All right? And it says, keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Talking about your woman. You know, you don't be telling her everything, because she's a potential enemy too. All right? For the son dishonoreth the father, the daughter riseth up against her mother, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house, which goes back to Matthew, Luke. All right? So Yahushua was just all telling us the same thing. He was just getting more in detail about certain things. Therefore I will look unto the Lord, I will wait for God of my salvation, my power will hear me. So, you know, we can't trust nobody, man. The only brother you can only trust is Yahweh Shem Yahushua at the end of the day, and hope that your the brothers are in sincerity and truth, because that's what we're saying, that when that RFID chip's pushed out and all hell breaks loose here in America, that's when every man's gonna be tested. Us brothers that are in the truth, that are coming in the name of Yahushua and that do the work, we're gonna be tested too. It's gonna be a temptation upon the whole world, not just America. The whole globe is gonna be tested, and it's gonna test us men that are coming to the highways and the byways. So we can't put our trust into no man.
This is my point. This is Jeremiah 9:4. Take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother. For every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders.
Right, so you don't put your trust in every brother. You gotta put your trust in first and foremost Yahweh Shai, these scriptures, and the men that you know that are sincere in truth. And you could tell a man is sincere in truth by his works, his actions, his speech. That's how you can tell. But even at that, we're still going to be tested. We got the scriptures say, no man is saved, and only he that endured to the end. All right? Ultimate trust is to Yahweh Shai. Now I got this. This is Isaiah 13:9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, which is America. And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cast her light to shine.
Right. And so, like I said though in the beginning though, that the day of the Lord is coming both cruel with fierce wrath. There's not going to be anything pretty about that day when when everything we're speaking about happens. It's going to be cruel.
Your parents are going to be cruel. Your friends are going to be cruel. Your so-called friends that you thought your best friend, whatever, they're going to be cruel. Your pastors are going to be cruel. You know, they're hirelings. They're going to flee when they see the wolf come. Well, your leader, your worldly leaders are going to be cruel to you. They're the ones that are plotting all they're plotting all these schemes on you, ready to implement martial law, RFID chip. They got the guillotine put back into effect. They got gas chambers ready. They got these concentration camps ready. Those are the ones, they're going to be cruel to you.
Like an example, like what the scriptures tell you, Peter's, to think it not strange, because like don't be surprised, man. Say if it was that time, don't be surprised if you were to like try to help somebody. Say you were trying to help, and they came in all crafty and everything. Don't be surprised if you turn around you turn around again, and they're already trying to kill you. That's how it's gonna be. That's how they're gonna work, man. They're gonna get it. They're gonna be like, hey, thank you, please, I'll do anything for you. Just protect me. And as soon as you turn around, man, they're gonna try to stab you in the back or kill you. That's how it's gonna be, man. They're gonna say one word real quick, and immediately turn around and try to kill you.
Verse Isaiah 13:11, and I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Right, and what good way to recompense the iniquity of the wicked man than to bring their own household against them, or their own people against them, their own devices against them. Because like food, for example, you're gonna have because the wicked men, they're being so proud in this time, having so much fun with all the little homeboys, homegirls, whatever, the entire time, and then find out one of their own best friends is gonna try to take their own food. That's the perfect way to get back at the wicked. And that's what that's why society is going to crack down and just